Have you ever found yourself gazing up at the vast, star-dusted canopy of the night sky and felt an overwhelming sense of smallness? It is in these quiet moments, away from the hustle and bustle of our daily routines, that a profound question often surfaces, whispering from the deepest corners of our minds. Why are we here? This is not a simple query to be answered and filed away. It is the beginning of a journey, a wrestling match with existence itself. This struggle is a deeply human experience, a universal current that runs through all of us. It is the moment we stop simply living and start questioning what it all means, embarking on an inner pilgrimage to understand our place in the grand, mysterious tapestry of the universe. This feeling can be unsettling, like trying to find your footing on shifting sands. It can manifest as a quiet ache of emptiness, a sense that something fundamental is missing, even when life on the surface appears to be perfectly fine. You might have a good job, a loving family, and all the comforts you could wish for, yet a feeling of meaninglessness can creep in, casting a long shadow over your accomplishments. It is the sensation of going through the motions, following a script written by someone else, without ever truly understanding your own part in the play. This is the existential struggle, the recognition that we are conscious beings thrust into a world we did not create, tasked with navigating a life whose ultimate purpose is not immediately clear. When these questions arise, it can feel as though you are the only person in the world grappling with them. A sense of profound loneliness can take hold, isolating you from those around you who seem perfectly content with their lives. You might look at others and wonder if they hold a secret you are not privy to, a map to a treasure you cannot find. This isolation is not because you are different or flawed, but because these questions are intensely personal. They force us to confront ourselves in the most direct way possible, to look into the mirror of our own consciousness and ask who is truly looking back. It is a solitary journey, but it is one that every thinking person has embarked upon at some point. The struggle with existence is, at its core, the dawn of a deeper awareness. It is the mind stirring from a slumber, beginning to grapple with the immensity of what it means to be alive. It is not a sign of weakness or a problem to be solved, but rather a testament to the complexity and depth of the human spirit. It is the start of a conversation with the cosmos, a dialogue that has been carried on by poets, philosophers, and ordinary people for millennia. This questioning is not a detour from life. It is the very path that leads to a more considered, authentic, and meaningful existence. It is the universe, through you, attempting to understand itself. One of the greatest paradoxes of our lives is the burden of our own freedom. We are born into a world brimming with near infinite possibilities, a vast menu of choices from which we must select our path. This should feel liberating, a cause for celebration. Yet, it can often feel crushingly heavy. With no predetermined script to follow, we are the sole authors of our life's story, and the pressure to write a good one can be immense. Every decision, from the career we pursue to the person we choose to love, feels momentous. The weight of these choices stems from the knowledge that each path we take means leaving countless others unexplored, closing doors we may never have the chance to open again. This feeling is compounded by another fundamental truth of our existence. Our time here is finite. The awareness that our life has a beginning, a middle, and an inevitable end looms over us, casting a long shadow on our days. This is what philosophers call our mortality. Knowing that our time is limited can fill us with a sense of urgency, a desperate need to make every moment count. However, it can also lead to a pervasive anxiety, a fear that we are wasting our precious, finite resource. We worry if we are on the right path, if we are making the most of our opportunities, or if we will look back from our final days with a heart full of regret for the things we did not do. This combination of absolute freedom and finite time can create a perfect storm of existential dread. We are captains of our own ship, sailing on an endless ocean of possibility, but we know the voyage must eventually conclude. This can lead to a state of paralysis, where the fear of making the wrong choice becomes so overwhelming that we make no choice at all. We remain anchored in the harbor, watching other ships sail towards the horizon, too afraid to chart our own course. We become spectators in our own lives, caught between the desire to live fully and the fear of living incorrectly. This is the heavy price of consciousness. It is in this space that the search for meaning becomes most acute. We yearn for a compass, a guiding star to help us navigate the vast ocean of our freedom. We look for something to tell us that our choices matter, that our brief existence has a purpose that extends beyond our own fleeting awareness. The weight of our freedom and the shadow of our mortality are not burdens to be escaped, but challenges to be met. They are the very conditions that force us to think deeply, to love fiercely, and to search for something worth dedicating our short, brilliant lives to. They are the catalysts for our greatest journeys. Faced with the profound questions of existence and the weight of our freedom, humanity has always sought anchors to steady itself against the turbulent tides of uncertainty. For countless generations, religion has provided this steadfast mooring. Faith offers a comprehensive framework, a divine narrative that explains our origins, outlines our purpose, and promises a destination beyond the confines of our mortal lives. It provides a moral compass, a community of fellow believers, and a set of rituals that connect the individual to something far greater than themselves. For many, believing in a higher power and a divine plan transforms the chaotic noise of existence into a harmonious symphony, providing comfort, solace, and a clear sense of direction. Others, finding themselves unable to subscribe to a doctrine of faith, turn instead to the hallowed halls of philosophy. Philosophy does not offer easy answers or divine revelations, but it provides the tools for inquiry. It encourages us to dissect our own assumptions, to question the nature of reality, and to construct our own ethical frameworks based on reason and logic. Thinkers from Socrates to Sartre have wrestled with the same great questions, leaving behind a rich legacy of thought. Delving into their work is like joining a timeless conversation, discovering that we are not alone in our ponderings. Philosophy empowers us to build our own worldview, piece by piece, finding meaning not in a pre-written text, but in the rigorous, lifelong process of critical thought. Yet, for many, the search for meaning is not found in ancient texts or abstract ideas, but in concrete action. The answer to "why am I here?" is discovered not through contemplation, but through doing. It is found in the dedicated work of a scientist striving to unlock the secrets of the universe, in the compassionate hands of a doctor healing the sick, or in the creative fire of an artist bringing beauty into the world. Meaning can be built through commitment to a cause, through service to others, or through the simple, profound act of raising a family. For these individuals, purpose is not something to be found, but something to be forged in the crucible of daily effort, engagement, and contribution to the world around them. Sometimes, the weight of these questions becomes too heavy to carry alone, and the path forward is obscured by a fog of anxiety or despair. In these moments, seeking professional help, such as talking to a therapist or counselor, can be an act of profound strength. A therapist provides a safe, non-judgmental space to explore these deep-seated fears and uncertainties. They do not offer answers, but act as a skilled guide, helping you to navigate the complex terrain of your own mind. They can provide strategies for managing anxiety and help you to untangle the knots of your thoughts, allowing you to find your own clarity and build a more resilient foundation for your life. It is crucial to understand that wrestling with these immense questions is not a sign that something is wrong with you. On the contrary, it is a sign that you are truly alive and awake. To question your existence, to feel the ache of a search for meaning, is one of the most fundamental aspects of the human condition. It is a rite of passage for a conscious mind. Animals do not lie awake at night pondering their purpose. Stars do not worry about their place in the cosmos. This capacity for self-reflection, This deep-seated need for meaning is a unique and powerful part of who we are. It is the engine of our growth, our art, our science, and our compassion. The beauty of this journey is that you have the power to create your own answer. Meaning is not a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered under a specific rock or in a particular book. It is more like a sculpture, and you are the artist. Your life is the block of marble, and your choices, your values, and your actions are the chisel. You get to decide what shape it will take. You can build your meaning around love, family, and connection. You can forge it through creativity, learning, and the pursuit of knowledge. You can find it in advocating for justice, in protecting our planet, or in the simple, quiet dedication to being a kind and decent person. This process of creating meaning is not a one-time event, but a lifelong endeavor. The purpose you find in your 20s may evolve and deepen as you move into your 40s and 60s. Life will present you with new challenges, new joys, and new sorrows, and each experience will add another layer of complexity and richness to your understanding. This is not a failure to find a final answer, but a sign of a life being lived to its fullest. To remain open to this evolution is to remain engaged with the world, allowing yourself to grow and change alongside it. Your purpose is a living, breathing thing, not a static monument. So if you find yourself wrestling with existence, do not despair. Embrace the questions. See them not as a burden, but as an invitation to live more deliberately, to love more deeply, and to build a life that resonates with your innermost self. The universe may be silent on the question of why we are here, but it has given us the remarkable capacity to answer for ourselves. You are the author of your story, the artist of your sculpture, the captain of your ship. The journey is yours to chart, and the meaning you create along the way will be a unique and beautiful testament to a life well lived.